Hello everyone, so I'm going to try to clear up some confusion when it comes to not only the bid-ask spread when it comes to the illiquid plays that we do for core, and the difference between buying and selling calls. Because again, it's literally the click of one button is the difference, and it's just your mindset that just needs to change just a little bit when it comes to the selling aspect of calls. So obviously, when you buy a call, you're buying it from someone in theory. Now, the options clearing corporation is the buyer to every seller and the seller to every buyer. So the myth about not getting fills and things like that, you will get fills as long as your order is appropriate for the current time for the stock. For example, the bid-ask spread here is 50 cents to 450. This is LEGN, one of our core plays here. That's a huge spread. Like in options, that is an enormous spread. Like if you were to get it at 50 and it were to go up to 450, that's multiple hundreds of % gains just from the spread alone. So this is where you've got to be careful. Now when it comes to the spread, if this is what you see, do not run away from it. This is going to be a majority type situation. There is a way around this. Ignore the ask. Never, ever buy the ask when you are going long on calls or puts. Never, ever even get close to this. Now, obviously, it's going to naturally input your order at the ask if you're new to options. So keep that in mind. It's going to automatically put that ask price in there. So just be wary of that. Always double check your pricing. Because again, you do not want to pay $4.50 when the bid's 50. The way you circumvent this is you start at fit. God, it's not gonna let me do it because of the privacy stuff. It's really annoying. It was gonna be better than showing you from my straight up phone. But basically, the way you game it is this: you change to 50. You start at 50, and you work your way up. Now, the mid price would also be a good point to not exceed. You want to go up to the mid, which is the mid is going to be the price between 50 cents and 450. That's the mid. So you want to start on the low side of the bid, obviously, because you're going long. You want the cheapest price possible. So in this case, I would start at 50, which clearly that's not a correct bid. That's incorrect. The reason why is because they're illiquid. But as soon as you put that order in at 50, you're going to see the bid either go up or stay right where it's at. So if you put one at 50 and then you put another one at 0.75, you'll see the bid go up to 0.75. And then you just keep slowly walking it up until you get a decent fill. And this works for me 9 times out of 10. Every now and then I'll get a bad fill, but if you start from the bid, and I'm not saying like adjust it every 2 seconds, like sit it at the bid for a couple minutes, adjust maybe 10 cents. No fill, try again. That way at least you're not overpaying. And sometimes you actually underpay, and then the bid will correct, and the ask will correct, the spread will correct after you get it, and you'll actually be up a significant amount rather than down if you were to buy the ask. Now when it comes to selling, literally the difference in Webull from buying and selling is one button. So let's say I had 100 shares of LEGN that I wanted to sell. And when I say sell, I don't mean sell into the market. I say I want to write an options contract for these 100 shares, because that's all it takes to write one contract is 100 shares of the underlying. So I have the 100 shares. I want to write a contract, so I hit the sell button. Now, what does this do? Oh, right. I can't do that. I forgot. Whenever I hit the sell button, all it's going to do is it's going to automatically take the 100 shares that I have of this stock, and it's going to basically put them into an options contract that I choose the terms for, I choose the price for, and basically everything's the exact opposite. So whenever you're buying calls, just imagine yourself selling yourself those calls that you're buying, because that's literally what you're doing. Whenever you sell calls, all you're doing is you're saying, okay, I bet this particular stock, strike price, expiration date, that I'm deciding the terms for, I bet that it doesn't go above this price by this date, and if it doesn't, I get to keep all of the premium up front. So when you're selling calls, this is when you go ahead and you look at the ask. Because, again, the bid is 50. And another easy way to look at it, where does Webull automatically put the limit price at? Look, if you want to buy, it gives you the most disadvantageous price of 450. If you want to sell, it gives you the opposite of 50. That's because buying and selling are exact opposites. That's really annoying about the security thing. Sorry about that. I'll have to do a more thorough video where it's not annoying. 1 second. Oh, that's funny. I think the bid-ask spread may have just corrected. Let's go take a look. Yeah, it did. Okay, so look at there. 4 to 530. Still wide, but a lot better. This is my current contract that I have. I'm up 3%. I just have one. There's no rush with this stuff, right? No rush. I got out of my SPY stuff today. I have a lot of cash for the rest of the week, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, just swing these core easy, man. So obviously, buying and selling calls are the exact opposite. Literally, if you're buying calls, never buy the ask. If you're selling calls, never sell the bid. Why? Because when you're selling calls, you want the highest possible price. When you're buying calls, you want the lowest possible price. The whole myth about, oh, I'm not going to get a fill, that's not true. If the only way you're not going to get a fill is if, number one, you wait until after the run to sell your options, which you should never do. Always sell into the momentum. Don't wait until after. It's not like shares. Don't wait until after the run. You want to try and just, you're not going to get perfect every time, but you want to try to time the top. Whenever you think at the top, sell. Because if you wait too long and then you try to sell as it's going back down, it's going to be a lot harder to get that fill that you want. You're going to have to lowball yourself. So always sell into momentum. Same for puts. If you're on a put play and it's the stock's going down, 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 sell while it's going down, not while it starts to reverse and goes back up. Especially in illiquid stocks, never do that. Sell into the strength, wherever direction you're playing. So I'll get more into this later. I didn't realize it's going to have all those annoying privacy alerts, but yeah, Legan is going to be a legend play, by the way. So my average price is 450. The mid price is 465. I've had these for 2 days since I'm in the money. There's very little theta decay on them. Next week is the last week, so we'll have to wait and see what happens the rest of this week. But since the SPY's done, till the next FOMC meeting, as far as I'm concerned, it's going to be Core City. So those of you new to the group, don't worry. We've been in this situation many times where people, they come in on an FOMC type kind of day or week, and then, things aren't coming to fruition. It's because of the FOMC. It'll all make sense. Just a matter of days. I give it till Friday. You'll be pleasantly surprised.